Let's talk about the Coleman 502 single burner stove and its accessories. Now, the Coleman 502 should not be confused with the Coleman 501. I mean, what's in a number? What's in a name? Would it rose by any other name? Not smell just as sweet? No. The Coleman 501 was only in production for about 3 years. It had some flaws to do with the fuel delivery, some safety issues. But the Coleman 502 was in production from 1964 to 1981. And you can tell when your Coleman was made by looking at the bottom of it. There are two numbers, one on the left and one on the right. I have 666. That means June of 1966. Maybe I should get rid of this bad boy. It's got the mark of the beast on it. But this thing's no beast when it comes to putting out BTUs. And that's a good thing. You know, a lot of these modern stoves, you see them just shooting out a rocket of flame. And that's great for boiling water. But if you're doing any kind of cooking that is not boiling water, say you're cooking some meat, say you're simmering a stew, you want something like this because it has a lower flame, puts out less BTUs, and you have much more control over how much of that flame is coming out. It's pretty much akin to that if you have a gas stove in your house. You know that back right burner that nobody ever uses, that little small one? This is pretty much very similar to that kind of flame that comes out of that. But yeah, definitely no rocket coming out. You're not melting through steel with this thing. I mean, obviously it's a flame. It's hot and you can cook with it. But it's much more controllable, much lower BTUs, excellent for cooking out there in the bush. But enough about the virtues of the Coleman 502. If you want one, get on eBay and get yourself one. The instructions on how to light it, there's a sticker right there for you. Very easy to light. Just make sure if you get one on eBay that it says it's been tested and it's working, and that you're buying from a good rated seller, so you know they're being honest. Because there are a lot of these out there that do not work. Maybe they need some parts, maybe they need a little bit of fixing. And that's cool. You can get those at a cheaper price. And you can get parts for these at oldcolemanparts.com or other nether regions of the internet. But you can definitely get parts for these, make repairs to them, and whatnot. I love my Coleman 502 so much that me and my beautiful wife were out and about doing a little antique shopping. And besides eBay, sometimes you see Coleman stuff in these antique malls. Just make sure you get on your phone, check out the price, make sure it's a good deal. But I love it so much, I had to buy a second one. And this one, the box is still in pretty good condition for how old it is. Let's see how old this one is. This one says 1066, so this one was made in October of 1966. So now, amazingly enough, there's some goodies in this box. Let's check it out. This was what came in the box with the 502, so you could register it with Coleman for any warranty type deal. Very neat. Here's a little booklet to help you understand your Coleman warranty. Very cool. This stuff is the hard stuff to find, because a lot of this, I mean, I'm guilty. I just throw this stuff in the trash after I get it. Yeah, this has a list of all your certified Coleman repair places, I guess. You can look on there and find the one closest to you and get your stuff fixed. Remember, there was no internet back in the 60s. Here's a little tag that would have hung on your stove, fresh out of the box, encouraging you to use only Coleman fuel, Coleman gas. It's white gas, but it's branded as Coleman gas. It's a very clean burning gas. You see a lot of these newer Colemans, they're dual fuel. I know Dave Cadbury's been talking about them a lot lately. And you can use unleaded gasoline in them. But they will dirty up the works a lot quicker than the white gas will. It's just a dirtier fuel. And you'll have to perform more cleaning and maintenance on it. All right, what else is in here? A little booklet on how to use and enjoy your Coleman stove. Instruction booklet. This paper is very fragile. You got to remember it's older than I am. Here's a little booklet in there talking about Coleman coolers, trying to sell you additional products. Here's some info on other stoves, heaters. Here's a little tag that would have been on your stove. Caution, read and follow instructions. Dealer, do not remove this tag. Very representative of what you would have gotten back in 1966 had you bought this brand new. Be very careful with these things. Also in the box was this 3-in-1 oil. On the pump here, there's a little leather cup. That's how you build up the pressure. You got to keep that oiled. Maybe once a year, twice a year, put a couple drops of oil in there. Keep the leather from hardening up and curling up on itself to where it won't pump and build up pressure. So our first accessory is this. It looks like just an aluminum case. And it is. It's an aluminum case for carrying your 502 stove. It fits right in there. But this is called the Coleman Cook Kit. If you look there on the side, there's a little handle there. It kind of reminds you of if you watch Corporal's Corner here on YouTube, kind of reminds you of his skillet, how it hooks on there. But there you go, you got a skillet out of the lid. The same handle. Now you've got a cook pot, bush pot. Very cool. When I first got mine, I had an issue with my stove. You can see I've replaced the fuel cap. See how it's gold there? Normally it would be green, but it had a bad gasket. So I just put a new fuel cap on there. Normally I like to keep things original, but when it comes to leaking fuel, I'll switch it up. But it was leaking fuel into my cook kit, and obviously you don't want to cook with white gas in there. You don't want to eat it, and you definitely don't want to put white gas near a flame. It's not like diesel where it'll just burn. I mean, it'll shoot up a flame. So make sure that your stove is not leaking fuel if you intend to use this as an actual cook kit. So while my beautiful wife and I were at that antique mall, I also saw this, the Coleman 502-952. Look at this box. It's in excellent condition. So what this is, it's a heater. It's a heater adapter for your stove. It says, perfect for providing heat in duck blinds, fishing cabins, hunting, pack trips, or camping. Yeah, I could see ice fishing with something like this. So let's take a look at the Coleman 502-952. So there you go. It's just a piece of steel with some holes stamped out of it. There's a couple little, there's a bail handle that just kind of tensions itself into some holes there. Get in there. And inside you see these little flexible grippers. Now in the box, there isn't as much literature in this box, but here's your warranty information. I'm trying to push other products on you. Just a little brochure here talking about Coleman stuff. It's got the instructions and some maintenance information. Very cool. It's easy to, like I said, it's easy to find this on eBay. It's harder to find these kinds of things. So if you're into this stuff, there you go. So you'll see on the heater, there's a little cutout here and on the opposite side there. And on your stove, you've got this sticking out and you've got that sticking out. So you just line up the notches with the parts of the stove that are sticking out, pull these little bendy things out a little bit, and it slides right down over the top. The little tensioners spring back into place, and voila, you just turned this 502 stove into a heater. This will retain the heat and get very hot, heat up your ice fishing hut, your duck blind, maybe a wall tent. I could see this hanging in a wall tent. Use at your own risk. Olive Drab Alliance assumes no liability for any accidents or injuries related to the 502-592, but it is out there. It's something they made. It's something they produced. It's something that exists. And if you're looking to get a 502, or you already have one, it's an accessory that's available to you. So I think what I'll do is I'll get some close-up footage of that literature and the boxes, because some of you might be interested in that. I'm sure that literature is pretty rare, and it may bring back some memories for you. If you maybe you bought one of these back in 1964 when they first came out, and you know, you took it out of the box and you threw the box away and all the brochures and warranty information with it, and and here you are seeing it again for the first time. I do want to give a special shout out to Townsend, whoever that is. I got your cook kit, bro. What you gonna do about it? I'm just kidding, Townsend. I'm sure you had a lot of good adventures with it, and now I am too, so que sera, sera. Anyway, yeah, check out the close-ups of the literature, the brochures. Let me know down below in the comments if any of this stuff brings back any memories for you. Perhaps this was a Christmas present. Perhaps this was something you bought because, you know, Dad was going to take you camping. Now, I guess you wouldn't have bought it then. Dad would have. Maybe you were the dad and you were going to take the kids camping. I don't know. Anyway, let me know down below in the comments of your Coleman memories and your vintage Coleman gear. Anyway, along with that, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. Make sure you hit subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you all down the trail somewhere. Until then, have a great day.